Yo, team! What's up? So, I got a cough drop in my mouth if I sound stupid, but today I heard a lot of noise, right? Noise is all it is, about, impending doom in 2024, right? Spending slowing down, leads are down, consumer confidence is down, blah, 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 noise. That's all it is, right? So I want to tell you a little story that I heard once, and I don't know it verbatim, but I think you can get the gist if I just sit here and mumble about it for like 3 minutes or so. But the story's about a hot dog cart in New York City, and some of you might have heard this story before, but the way that it goes is there's this man in New York City, and he has a hot dog cart, and he invested in this business. He bought the cart 1 year, and right off the bat, things started going really well. He was selling a ton of hot dogs. He was on the best street corner in New York City. He was very busy. Eventually, he started expanding the business. He bought more carts. He created jobs. He started employing people. And things were going really, really well. As a matter of fact, things were going so well that he had the opportunity to send his oldest son off to Harvard. So he does. He sends him off to Harvard. And while the son is gone, the man diligently works away, right? Continuing to expand the business. And the time that the son left and went to Harvard that school year, he doubled the business again. So he was up to, dozens of hot dog carts, doing very well. He was one of the biggest hot dog companies in New York City. And then when the son comes back for the summer, he sees his dad's booming hot dog cart business. And he goes, "Dad, I'm so impressed that you did this in the middle of a recession." And the dad says, "A recession? What is that?" And the son goes, "Oh my gosh, Dad, I learned so much at Harvard. You gotta hear about this. Spending is down, consumer confidence is down, the GDP is barely growing, right?" And the dad sits there and he says, "Oh my gosh, my son, this Harvard-educated businessman, with an MBA at this point, is saying, to take my profits, to shrink the business because doom is coming." So the dad sells off his entire business, sells off all of his carts. He goes back to the raggedy old cart that he started with. He stops advertising. He cuts back on spending and buys shittier products, shittier hot dogs. And all of a sudden, the family income drops to zero. And then the next year, they can't afford to send the son back off to Harvard again. And it's not because anything changed. It's not because his hot dogs got worse or his service got worse. It's all because he heard that there was a recession and he learned what a recession was. So I think the whole point of this story is to not listen to the noise. It sounds ridiculous to say, but I've heard some owners of huge businesses say that they don't participate in recessions. They don't participate. How ridiculous does that sound? They don't participate in recessions. They keep their heads down, they work, and they get through it. Of course, leads are leads. Consumer spending is consumer spending. Consumer confidence is consumer confidence. All these things are important in their own ways, but you can still grow throughout a recession. So no matter what you're hearing this year about, oh my gosh, this is going to be it's going to be the worst year in home service in decades, is something that I heard today. Dude, don't listen to that crap. Don't listen to that crap. There is going to be companies growing this year. There are going to be many, many, many companies doing more this year than they did last year. And if they're going to do it, why can't you? Are you really going to let the bullshit that you hear on the news and the 6 inches in between your ears, your mindset, stop you from hitting your goals this year? To me, that signifies a weak man. That signifies a weak man. So, listen, turn off the noise, stop watching the news, stop taking all the bullshit in, and start working like the man with the hot dog cart when he first started. Ignore all the noise, ignore all the competition, and crush 2024. Let's fucking go.